My parents secretly tried to use my credit card to pay $50,000 for my spoiled sister's trip. I stayed quiet, but my sister, unaware, mocked me for being poor, so I canceled my card immediately. Then what happened next was very surprising. My name is Sophia Carter, and I'm 25 years old. I've worked hard to be independent, paying my own bills and making smart choices with my money. My younger sister, Emily, is the complete opposite. She's 21, spoiled, and has never had to work for anything in her life. My parents have always treated her like a princess, no matter how selfish she acts. But this time, they crossed the line. It all started one morning when I checked my credit card balance. I rarely use it, so I expected to see a small amount. But instead, my eyes widened in shock. There was a pending charge for $50,000. My heart pounded. $50,000. I knew I hadn't spent that money. Something was very, very wrong. I took a deep breath and clicked on the transaction details. My stomach twisted when I saw where the charge was coming from, a luxury travel agency. That's when it hit me. This wasn't a mistake. Someone had tried to use my credit card to pay for an expensive vacation, and I had a sinking feeling I knew exactly who was behind it. My hand shook as I stared at the screen. $50,000. That wasn't just an expensive trip, it was outrageous. There were only 3 people who had access to my credit card information: me, my mom, and my dad. I took a deep breath and called a credit card company. After verifying my identity, I asked about the charge. "Yes, Miss Carter," the agent said. "This transaction was attempted last night, but it hasn't gone through yet. Do you recognize it?" I clenched my jaw. "No. I want it canceled immediately." "Understood. We'll block the charge and freeze your card to prevent any further attempts." I exhaled in relief, but anger burned inside me. My own parents had tried to steal from me. I wanted to confront them immediately, but before I could, my phone dinged with a message from Emily. "Emily, guess what? In a few days, I'll be sipping cocktails on the beach while you're stuck at home." Sucks to be poor, I stared at my screen. My blood boiling. She had no idea what just happened. No idea that her dream trip was cancelled because I had just shut it down. She had the nerve to mock me while my parents were secretly robbing me to fund her spoiled lifestyle. I took a deep breath, trying to stay calm. "Not yet, Sophia. Let them think everything is fine." Because the moment they realized what I had done, it was going to be explosive. I sat on the couch, phone in hand, waiting. I knew it wouldn't take long before the storm hit. 15 minutes later, my mom called. I smirked. Right on schedule. I let the phone ring a few times before answering. "Hey, Mom." "Sophia. What did you do?" she shrieked. No hello. No small talk. Just straight to the meltdown. I leaned back and crossed my legs. "What are you talking about?" "The card. The payment. It was declined. The travel agency called, and they said the transaction was blocked. Emily's trip is ruined." I pretended to be confused. "Oh, that? Yeah. I canceled my credit card." Silence. "You did what?" she finally screamed. I rolled my eyes. "Mom, why were you even using my card?" More silence. Then a weak excuse. "We were going to pay you back." I laughed coldly. "Oh, really? When? With what money?" "Sophia," she snapped, her voice dripping with fake guilt. "We did this for Emily. She deserves this trip. You know how hard she's had it lately." I cut her off. "Hard? Emily gets everything she wants. She doesn't work, she doesn't pay bills, and she thinks she's better than everyone else. She's your sister," Mom hissed. "You should be happy to help." I felt my blood boil. "Oh, you mean like how she mocked me this morning for being poor while you were literally stealing from me?" Another silence. This one lasted longer. Then, she changed tactics. "The guilt trip. We raised you, Sophia. We gave you everything. And now, the one time we ask for help, you treat us like criminals." I scoffed. "Mom, this isn't help. It's theft. You stole from me, and now your magic got caught." Just then, I heard another voice in the background. "My dad. What's going on?" "Sophia canceled the card," Mom cried. Then a loud bang. Dad had slammed something, probably the table. "Sophia, you better fix this right now." I laughed. "Or what?" Dad growled. You ungrateful brat. You have a good job. You don't even need that money. Oh, so now my money is yours? I snapped. Maybe if you didn't spoil Emily rotten, you wouldn't be so desperate to steal from your own daughter. I heard my mom whisper something, then my dad spoke again, his voice eerily calm. Sophia, listen to me carefully. Call the bank. Unfreeze the card. Let the payment go through. I grinned. Not happening. Mom gasped. You're ruining your sister's life. I rolled my eyes. No, you ruined it by teaching her she can take whatever she wants without consequences. Then, before either of them could say another word, I hung up. I tossed my phone on the table and smiled. The fun was just getting started. I barely had time to grab a snack before my phone started vibrating again. Emily. I smirked. Right on cue. I picked up, putting her on speaker. Hey, sis. The screaming started immediately. What did you do? Emily shrieked. Mom and Dad said you canceled the payment. My trip is ruined. I took a bite of my granola bar. Oh, that? Yeah. You're welcome. You're welcome, she screeched. Are you insane? I was supposed to be on a private beach in 3 days, drinking cocktails and relaxing. Do you have any idea how embarrassing this is? My friends are going without me because of you. I leaned back and sighed. Wow. Must be so hard. Emily didn't even hear the sarcasm. You are so freaking selfish, Sophia. You don't even travel. You don't even need that money. What's the big deal? I laughed. The big deal is it's my money. You and Mom and Dad thought you could just take $50,000 from me, and I would notice. It's not stealing, she huffed. You weren't even using it. I almost dropped my phone. That's not how money works, Emily. She ignored me. You just love ruining my life, don't you? I rolled my eyes. Your life isn't ruined. You just don't get a free vacation this time. She gasped like I had slapped her. I can't believe you. You're supposed to be my sister. Mom and Dad told me you'd fix this. So just stop being a brat and call the bank, okay? I smirked. Let me think about it. I pretended to pause. No. Emily lost it. I hate you. You're a jealous loser, she screeched. You just don't want me to have nice things because you're a bitter broke. I hung up mid-sentence. The silence was beautiful. I sat back, stretched, and smiled to myself. Emily was livid. My parents were furious. And I? I was finally done letting them walk all over me. But, I had a feeling this wasn't over yet. The peace didn't last long. By the time I woke up the next morning, I had 10 missed calls from my mom, 6 angry texts from Emily, and a voicemail from my dad that started with, Sophia, you better call me back or else. I ignored them all. They weren't getting a single cent from me, but I knew my family. They weren't going to give up that easily. Sure enough, at noon, my apartment buzzer went off. I sighed. Here we go. I checked the camera. Mom and Emily. I rolled my eyes and opened the door just enough to lean against the frame. Oh, look. The people who tried to steal from me. What a surprise. Mom stormed inside, like she owned the place. Emily followed, arms crossed, her face twisted in a scowl. Sophia, Mom said, her voice eerily sweet, I know you're upset, but let's talk like adults. I laughed. Oh. Like adults? You mean like how you snuck behind my back and tried to steal $50,000? Emily groaned. Are we still on that? I stared at her. Yes, Emily. We're still on that. Mom sighed dramatically. Sweetheart, we weren't stealing. We were borrowing. I crossed my arms. Cool. Let me borrow your car. Oh, wait. You don't have one anymore because you're in massive debt and still try to send Emily on a luxury vacation. Mom's face turned red. That is not the point. Emily, who had been sulking in the background, suddenly stepped forward. Look, Sophia. Just admit it. You're just jealous that I get to have fun while you sit at home like a boring loser. I snorted. Jealous? You're the one throwing a tantrum because you didn't get a free vacation. Emily's face twisted in rage. You ruined everything. I smirked. And I'd do it again. Mom rubbed her temples like she was dealing with me being unreasonable. Look, honey. You make good money. Why are you making this such a big deal? You have more than enough to cover the trip. My jaw clenched. That's not the point, Mom. The point is you tried to steal from me and thought I'd just let it go. Mom sighed, her voice turning cold. So that's it? You're just going to let your own sister suffer? Emily, playing the victim, pouted. Yeah, Sophia. You don't even understand. All my friends are going without me. I already posted about this trip online. People are gonna think I'm poor. I stared at her. Oh, no. Anyway, Emily let out a frustrated scream and threw her purse at me. I dodged it easily. Wow. Real mature. Mom grabbed Emily's arm. Come on, honey. She's clearly lost her way. She turned back to me, her eyes ice cold. You'll regret this, Sophia. I grinned. I doubt it. They stormed out, slamming the door behind them. I leaned back against the couch and smiled. Mom only used that voice when she was planning something. And whatever she was about to do next, I was more than ready for it. I knew my family wouldn't give up, but I didn't expect them to sink even lower. That night, I got an email from my bank. A fraud alert. Subject, urgent. Unusual activity detected on your account. Dear Sophia Carter, we have detected an attempted login from an unrecognized device. If this was not you, please contact us immediately. Your bank. I felt my stomach drop. They wouldn't. I opened my banking app and checked my account. Someone had tried to reset my password twice. I clenched my fists. I knew exactly who it was. A second later, my phone buzzed with a text from my dad. Dad, we need to talk. Now. I stared at my screen. Oh, now you want to talk? I wasn't in the mood for games, but I called him anyway. The second he answered, he went off. What the hell did you do to your mother? He snapped. I blinked. Excuse me? She's been crying all night, he continued. You embarrassed her. You embarrassed this family. I let out a dry laugh. Oh, you mean when she and Emily barged into my apartment and demanded I give them money? Yeah, that was embarrassing. For them, Dad ignored me. She's devastated, Sophia. We raised you better than this. And now? Now you're making your own mother sick over this selfish nonsense. I gritted my teeth. You mean the selfish nonsense where you tried to steal $50,000 from me? It wasn't stealing, he roared. We were going to pay you back. With what? Magic beans? I shot back. He didn't answer. Instead, he exhaled sharply. Look, just give Emily the money. This doesn't have to be a fight. She's your sister. I let out a low chuckle. Oh, that's funny. Because it sure as hell looks like a fight from where I'm standing. Dad's voice dropped to a warning tone. Don't do this, Sophia. I narrowed my eyes. Oh, you mean like how someone tried to hack into my bank account tonight? Silence. Bingo. Yeah, I said. I got an alert. And the fact that you're suddenly calling me? Not a coincidence. Dad, try to play dumb. I don't know what you're talking about. I smiled. That's fine. The bank's already investigating it. If I were you, I'd be real careful about what happens next. More silence. Then, he hung up. I sat there for a moment, letting the rage settle. This wasn't over. Not even close. If they wanted to play dirty, I'd play dirtier. And they weren't going to like what came next. I took a deep breath, gripping my phone. If my own parents were willing to go as far as trying to hack into my bank account, then there was no telling what else they'd do. Fine. They wanted to play dirty? I could play too. First, I called my bank and spoke to their fraud department. I explained everything. The unauthorized login attempts, my family's history of financial manipulation, and the stolen card incident. The bank representative was not happy. Miss Carter, this is serious. We're flagging your account for extra security and launching an investigation. Good. Next, I changed every single password I had. Email, bank accounts, even my Netflix. No way was I letting these people have any access to my life. Then I made one final move. I logged into my credit report and froze my credit. No loans. No new credit cards. Nothing. If they even thought about using my information to open something in my name, they'd hit a brick wall. I sat back and smirked, checkmate. A few days later, for the first time in a while, things were quiet. No calls. No texts. Nothing from my parents or Emily. Then I got a message from my aunt. Aunt Lisa. Hey, sweetie. Is everything okay? Your mom is telling everyone you cut the family off and left them financially ruined. Call me. I sighed and called her back. Lisa, I said the moment she answered. Let me guess, Mom's playing the victim again? Aunt Lisa sighed. Oh, you have no idea. Apparently, my mother had gone on a full sob story tour, telling every relative that I had betrayed the family and left them struggling because I was greedy. She even told Grandma that you stole from them, Lisa added. She's saying they were just trying to pay rent and you, cruelly, blocked the card. I laughed. Unbelievable. Lisa, they tried to steal $50,000 from me for Emily's vacation. Dead silence. Wait. What? Oh. So Mom conveniently left that part out. I spent the next 10 minutes explaining everything. How they tried to charge my card, the hacking attempt, Emily's tantrum, all of it. By the end, Lisa was livid. That is so beyond disgusting, she fumed. You know what? I'm calling Mom. This is unacceptable. I smiled. Be my guest. The final blow. Later that night, I got a text from Emily. Emily, OMG, you told Lisa? WTF is wrong with you? Me, oh, I'm sorry. Were you hoping to keep your little scam quiet? Emily, you're the worst sister ever. Me, and yet I still have all my money. Funny how that works. She left me on read. Then, just as I was about to go to bed, I got one last message from my dad. Dad, you think you've won? Just wait. You'll regret this. I grinned at my screen. No, Dad. You'll regret ever thinking you could screw me over. I wasn't worried about my dad's threat. What could they possibly do now? They had already tried stealing from me, hacking my accounts, and lying to the whole family. And I had shut them down at every turn. But then, something beautiful happened. 2 days later, I got a call from Aunt Lisa. You are not going to believe this, she said, practically cackling. Oh, please tell me. I grinned, already knowing I was about to enjoy this. Well, she said, your parents were apparently so desperate for money after you blocked them that they tried to pull another stunt. I leaned in. What did they do? Lisa sighed. They went to Grandma for money. I burst out laughing. Grandma? The woman who grew up dirt poor and hates spoiled people? What did she say? I asked, already knowing it wasn't good for them. Lisa snorted. Oh, she lost her mind. Apparently, my mother showed up, fake crying, begging Grandma for money to save Emily's trip. She told the same sob story about how I had selfishly abandoned the family and ruined everything. And Grandma? She didn't buy a word of it. She said, let me get this straight. You tried to steal from Sophia, got caught, and now you expect me to bail you out? Lisa laughed. I was dying. Then, Lisa continued, she called them thieves to their faces and kicked them out of the house. I nearly fell off my couch. Wait, she actually called them thieves. I wheezed. Oh yeah, Lisa said. And then she called the whole family and told them the real story. I gasped. No way. Oh yes. Everyone knows now. After Lisa hung up, I checked my phone. Mom's friends had unfollowed her on social media. Family group chats were blowing up. People were outraged that my parents had tried to scam their own daughter. Then, I got a text from Emily. Emily, WTF you told Grandma? Me, nope. Mom did when she ran her mouth. How's that working out for you? She didn't reply. Then, another message popped up. Mom, I hope you're happy. You've ruined this family. We are struggling and you're just sitting there, laughing at our pain. How could you do this to us? I roll my eyes. Me, I didn't ruin anything. You did when you tried to steal from me. Enjoy the consequences. Blocked. Then, just when I thought the night couldn't get any better, an hour later, I got a voicemail from my dad. I hesitated before playing it. Sophia, you need to call me back. Right now. It's urgent. I didn't call back. Instead, I checked my email. And there it was, an alert from the bank. My parents had tried to open a credit card in my name, and they got denied. Even better, since I had already flagged them for fraud, the bank had now blacklisted them, which meant they weren't getting approved for anything. I smiled. Checkmate, Mom and Dad. For the first time in years, I felt free. No more guilt trips. No more stolen money. No more cleaning up my family's mess. Just peace. I thought my parents would give up after the bank shut them down. But, of course, they had one last tantrum left in them. 3 days later, Emily showed up at my apartment. I barely had time to react before she pushed past me and stormed inside. "You ruined our lives," she screamed, throwing herself onto my couch like a spoiled child. I leaned against the wall. "Oh. How? You cut us off. You made Grandma hate us. Now Mom and Dad have no money and everyone is treating them like criminals." I raised an eyebrow. "I wonder why?" Emily growled. "You could have fixed this." I laughed. "Fixed what? Your free vacation? The $50,000 theft? Or the credit frauds?" She crossed her arms. "Mom said you'd come crawling back." I smirked. "Yeah? Guess what? She was wrong." Emily scowled. "You're selfish, miserable, jealous." I held up a finger. Ah. Choose your next words carefully." She glared at me. "You're a bee." I opened the door. "Get out." Emily's mouth snapped shut. "You're done," I said. "Mom and Dad are done. You have nothing over me anymore. You want money? Go get a job." Her face twisted in horror. "I what? Work?" I grinned. "Yes, Emily. Like the rest of us." She looked absolutely disgusted. Then, with one last huff, she stomped past me and out the door. I slammed it shut behind her. Weeks passed. My parents tried one last desperate attempt to get sympathy from the family. No one bought it. Emily threw a fit online, playing the victim. But, when people found out she tried to steal from me, they turned on her. With their reputations ruined and no one left to scam, they finally disappeared. And me? I kept my money, my peace, my freedom. For the first time in my life, I was truly, completely free, and I never looked back.